Hi Pisces, welcome to Sophquest. My name is Spence. Welcome back if you're a subscriber, and welcome into the channel if you're new. I appreciate you being here. This is a weekly reading for August 16th through the 22nd. We are going to have that second Aquarian full moon on Sunday, the 22nd. It's at 29 degrees, the anaretic degree. That is really important, and it's pretty life-changing. These two Aquarian full moons are like the parentheses around Leo season, and this is the last week of Leo season. So we're closing it out and finalizing something that we're making a pretty final decision about, I think. It's kind of a radical shift in our lives. It's going to really help us to improve and innovate new ways of doing things. So whatever that might be for you, I think these are strong energies right now during this time. So I just shuffled for you from the Gaia Oracle book. I said book, but it's the deck. The Gaia Oracle deck by Tony Carmine Salerno, and I got Sacred Earth Mother for you, Pisces. That is beautiful. All right. That is a gorgeous deck. And then I'm also using the Art of Love Tarot by Tony Carmine Salerno, same artist, and Denise Jarvie. So I love these decks. I've used them for years. And since it's the last week of Leo season, whoops, I already did that one. I thought it would be good to hone in on love a little bit because, after all, the house of Leo is, the house of romance. It's fifth house. So romance there, but we also have Venus, the planet Venus, moving into Libra, the partnership house right now. And I think that that also has bearing this week for some changes afoot. So I thought I'd pull from these decks. All right, I did shuffle quite a bit beforehand, but I'm going to go ahead and shuffle a couple more times for you, Pisces, so you can see, and then we'll do your 9-card spread. So while I lay these cards out, if you'll just sit down, settle in with me and relax. Take 3 deep cleansing breaths because it makes you feel awesome. Oop, first card out right there. That's my cue. I'm going to go ahead and cut the deck, okay? That's a nice card. Moving forward, I see. Pisces. I am going to read the card Sacred Earth Mother for you in just a moment. First, I'm going to lay these 9. So while you're taking some deep breaths, lowering your cortisol, raising your serotonin and dopamine, getting clear-minded and relaxed in your body. If you plant your feet and drop your shoulders, get as relaxed as possible, align your back, get some oxygen to the brain. You will feel a lot better. Awesome. Okay. I'm going to take this in for just a second. Wow. That's nice. Wow. Yeah, you are definitely making a final decision. You're not going to put up a BS from anybody anymore. That's what I'm seeing, Pisces. So it's like you may or may not give someone another chance, I think. We shall see. You're making the decision. You're done worrying about it. You're done thinking about it. You've had a lot of faith and hope in this person, I think. I think you've been there for them. And it's just not gone very well, and you're trying to believe in the relationship. So if that's some of you, okay, and I think you'll make a decision. Now, for others of you, I think that you have had a relationship like that in the past, and it has been hindering you from getting into a new relationship, and I think that maybe the universe is trying to bring in a new love for you. And maybe you're resisting. So whoever you are, we'll see what's going on. Let's read through it because you never know what's going to come out in the reading. All right, Sacred Earth Mother says a message of love. A message of love. All right, let's read that. Number 42, if you have the book and you want to read along. Pisces, what is going on? All right, let's see. Pisces, Sacred Earth Mother. For the week of the 16th of August through the 22nd, where that full moon is going to happen. Okay, a message of love. We travel the endless corridors of our mind until one day we find a pathway that leads us to our heart. Who you truly are has nothing to do with your personality or your achievements or your successes or your failures. The you that you think you are is an actor playing a role that your soul has chosen. The essence of you is soul, light. You're a light being with no beginning or end. You are an eternal spark of pure creativity, unlimited potential that yearns to be expressed and fulfilled. Your potential is your destiny. It awaits your call. Trust your heart and apply its love and wisdom to all you do. In this way, all you create or do will be a true expression of your soul. It's through expressing your truth that you create things of lasting value. Be true to you. Yeah. An affirmation for this card. I am in essence light. I am in essence soul. I am pure creative potential, guided by my heart, and I apply love and wisdom to all that I say and do. Wow, Pisces. Well, that's a beautiful message for you. It certainly is a message of love. You are a light being in a physical body made up of approximately 50 trillion cells, jiggling light energy. And you came here for a reason and have a purpose. Now, I think part of that is not only knowing what kind of work you want to do in the world and fulfilling your purpose that way, but a big part of that is who you do it with. Who's in your tribe? Who's on Team Pisces? Who is there for you? And what is it in your life now that you still want to do, and are you willing to have a partner through this life? If you already have a partner, I can see that it's basically been one that's been a bit codependent, or one that's been filled with arguments, things that have been very difficult to handle, things that have been said that were hard to forgive. But it doesn't mean that it isn't a worthwhile relationship, and it doesn't mean that it isn't something you can work on or improve. Because you're a soul, and a soul is made of light and love. And if the other person is also someone who has light and love and wants to transform the relationship, and you both create the space for that kind of unity, it's possible, isn't it? But both people have to want it, right? That's what they say. Okay, so right now, at this auspicious time, right now at the end of Leo season with this full moon, you want to transform something and turn it around. It's either you changing the relationship that you're already in that's been negative and that you're ready to walk away from if something doesn't change, or because of the past and maybe a pattern of negative relationships that you were in where you weren't able to have your own power, to be who you were. You know, maybe you were in relationships where, you know, you were kind of oppressed a bit, and you were with some people that were controlling, and that's sort of your pattern. You've maybe come to the point where you don't even trust yourself as to whether or not you want to even take a shot at love again. That's what I'm seeing. But let's go through the cards. On the bottom of the deck, I see the Fool. In this deck, it's called Initiation. What I love about this is her naked soul is coming up from this lotus flower, and the lotus grows and rises above the water only after a tangled, muddy, mucky mess of roots, tangled up roots, finally have enough energy to push up through the water, and then the lotus blooms, and it's beautiful, and it looks magical floating on the water. I love a lotus, and so that's you. You are still a lotus. You are still a light body. You are still a soul, and you still deserve love. And you have another chance with the Fool card. The Fool always begins the hero's journey, and he goes on the journey because he knows his life is worthy of taking it seriously and caring about his destiny, his life purpose, his dharma, or hers, right? His, hers. The Fool is a very important card in the tarot. It starts the major arcana. It is the 0 card. It is beginning from nothing and making something. Under that, you have the Awakening. This is the Judgment card. And at the full moon, this is time, final decision time. And yes, with the Judgment card, we do make the final judgment, but we also can often rise back up from the dead and have a new chance at life. Sometimes it represents the death of things, but very often it also represents the rebirth of things. It isn't the death card. It is the judgment card, so it's really up to you. The death card you can't argue with. It's the death card, you know, there's no arguing. Something's ending. But with this card, with the judgment card, it says emergence, by the way, emergence. So you're emerging with a new chance here at something. Starting new. And starting new with this pure, beautiful hope that the lotus represents, this hope through all adversity. And so this is amazing under the deck. This is within you, in your subconscious. You are really trying to change your life around by changing you and how you see life. Because I think you got really, really hurt in the past with the Five of Angels, which is the Five of Swords. And this is when we've lost. We have taken losses. Someone has been unkind or cruel. They've used tactics, mind games, or very often, you know, passive aggressiveness. In this deck, it's called withdrawal. And it's when we withdraw because we feel like a loser. We feel like we've lost. You're changing that. You're saying, nope, I'm rebirthing myself into someone who isn't treated this way anymore. You don't want to be treated that way anymore, and you're not going to be treated that way anymore. And the reason I say that, and the reason I'm speaking so passionately about that card, the Five of Swords, is because the center of your reading today is the Ten of Swords. And the Ten of Swords is when you have thought it to death and you make a decision, a final judgment call. No more BS, no more unkindness, no more mind games, no more passive aggressiveness, no more hiding things. The Five of Swords is all those things. The Ten of Swords is when you're sure that you're sure that you're sure that you're not taking it anymore. Okay, Pisces, there's no sugarcoating this reading. But remember that you got a message of love from the Sacred Earth Mother telling you that you can supplant yourself yet again in through the muck and the tangled roots, and you can come up as a brand new thing. This is a message of love, but it starts with you. And it says that at this time, this full moon, which is on this card, by the way, this full moon, there is this judgment called. You are being called to start over. So you're either giving someone a new chance, another chance at this love relationship, or you're not. Either way, you're loving you first. You're saying, you know what? I'm worthy of real love. And I know that I can participate in a more healthy love. And I'm saying that because of the cards, the rest of the cards I'm seeing. So let's go through it. The path. This is the Chariot. It's when we're in the driver's seat and we make a choice what path we're going down. Are we going to go left or are we going to go right? So it's your choice. You're in the driver's seat. Two of Angels is the Two of Swords. When we have to make a decision because we're in two minds about it. In this card, it's called balance because once you make the decision, you're balanced. You know what's best for you. This is making a serious choice about where to go next in your life because you're knowing what's best for you. And the reason you know what's best for you is because of the Nine of Swords. With the Nine of Angels, it's like you're up late at night, you worry, you play the what if game to the negative. Well, what if this doesn't work out? What if he doesn't love me? What if she doesn't love me? What if we never have a good relationship? What if? It's the what if game. And instead, in this deck, it's the Nine of Angels because there's a guardian angel helping you, whispering in your ear and telling you it's better. You can be, it can be better than this. Love should be better than this. Love should feel better than this. That's what I'm hearing. There's that lonely road, but you are not alone because you have a guardian angel that are helping you. Through all of this mental dread, the Nine of Swords can be dread. We dread getting up and doing it all over again tomorrow because it sucks. All right, so here's the Knight of Trees. You're getting peaceful. You're deciding you're not going to be that way anymore. You're going to get aligned, mind, body, spirit, and you're going to take care of you. Your heart needs mending. You're surrendering to that knowledge. You're saying, I know now that I have to do this differently. And that brings the hope and the faith. You're being guided with this star card. This says that there's hope, faith, and healing here once you surrender those 10 of Swords, because you've learned a life lesson here. You are worth taking care of you with the Knight of Earth here, the Knight of Trees. The custodian of peace. You're taking custody back of your own heart, of your own life, of your own peace of mind. And you're saying, I am not doing this anymore. 10 of Swords in the middle of your reading today. That's why I couldn't sugarcoat this reading, because that is very strong. That under the deck, you're starting over the judgment call because of the 5 of Swords, withdrawal. You aren't going to take that anymore. So, okay, bottom of the deck, depression. It's taken you to some low places. 8 of Hearts, you're ready to walk away. It's been too codependent. It hasn't felt good. These two cards together are serious. That's why I've had to be very serious with you today, Pisces, because this is very serious. But look at you. You've learned something really great about what you require now from a relationship. This is the Hierophant card. It can be a marriage card. It can be a card of commitment. But it's also a card of where we go, who we trust to give us guidance. So it can be a church. It can be your mom. It can be your best friend. It can be you talking to yourself and saying, I deserve the highest level of love. Not that stuff. Not this stuff. 5 of Swords, 10 of Swords. You've heard the call, judgment. Full moon, making a decision to start over again. Because you can't stay up all night worrying to death trying to make a decision anymore. What road do I go on? Should I go alone? Should I still have hope and faith in this relationship? Because I'm good. I could be happy. What's going on with this other person? Why are they making me miserable? And why am I allowing it? Okay, now let me talk to the people who have had this kind of relationship over and over and over and over again. So Pisces, because you are a water sign, because you are ruled by Neptune, unconditional love is your way of being in the world. You are very often an empath. Empaths feel a lot of emotions and they take on a lot of the emotional baggage of others. So they can get hurt a lot by people who take advantage of them. So if this has been a cycle for you in your life and you keep kind of going with the same kind of person, like say you're an empath and you keep attracting narcissists, here's my advice for you. Love should feel good. Love should make you happy. And when you're sad or hurt, someone who loves you is kind to you. It's as simple as that. So that's how you need to be treated. And that's why the 10 of Swords in the center of your reading today. I surrender all of this negative stuff, these mind games and this stuff. I won't allow that anymore because I have reverence for my own capacity to have healthy love in my life. And this is the only thing I'm willing to accept anymore. That is my last and final judgment at the full moon in Aquarius. And the Sacred Earth Mother brings you this message of love today because you're worth it. Every one of us is worthy of going down a path of real love. Love that's requited, respectful, and sacred. And I wish it for you. I wish you kindness, reverence, and gratitude every single day this week. Leave me a message if you would like to, and I'll be here for you next week. Thank you so much, Pisces. Take care.